I'm alright, mate. I'm alright. How are you?
No fucking need it, mate. Good. How are you? How's things?
Yeah, good, mate.
How was
Not too bad.
Your time off work? Did you do much?
Week off work has been good. Went to see the family, made a trip up. It was nice, to be fair. My in-laws came with me as well, so we all kind of went up and made a sort of a bit of a long weekend of it. Just showed the sights of the northeast and what northeast has to deliver.
Excellent.
Which is not a great lot unless you're into nature. And if you're into nature, then obviously it's a lovely place. It's North Yorkshire Moors, Whitby, the Scarboroughs, all that. However, we didn't do any of that because it rained.
Oh, wow. I really thought that was going to go somewhere nice.
Sorry, the way I was setting you up was, no, I was kind of...
That was a choke slam to the ground.
I led you down a different path, but
that was a choke
it's still all right, obviously these guys have been in London all of their life, if not majority of their life, so it's nice for them to have the seaside and experience what some of the seaside towns in the northeast are like, and the freshness of the fish and chips, to be fair. I think that's what they were looking forward to more than anything, was just fresh fish and chips.
Okay, that's fair.
Rather than being out of the freezer and being like, yeah, it's fresh today, mate, it's fresh today. Sorry, not Scouse, whatever the London accent would be.
Definitely not Scouse, by the way.
Definitely not Scouse. But
you just offended a bunch of people right there.
No, I was trying to do the South one where they try to do like Essex, like, fresh geese, it's fresh geese. I don't know, I can't do it. I apologise for the accent.
Again, real quick, let me interject, right? We must stress that these people in the northeast selling the fish and chips, they are not like, they are not criminals. The way that you're making them sound, I'm going to for sale. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're making them sound like criminals. No, just family friendly.
Coming from the northeast point to place, I was coming more from like the south point a bit, where they tell you it's fresh and you know it's not fresh because the moment you get it, it's not fresh.
Well, it's in London. Exactly, I think that's the sort of first alert.
I was trying to do the East End, it's from the East End of London, selling fish and chips, like Del Boy.
You just offended a bunch more people. What is happening right now? What is going on? You set me up to get ambushed out here.
I'm offended them all. I'm going through the country.
I love it.
No, it was all right.
Did they enjoy it?
It was a nice week off. They enjoyed it.
Did they enjoy it?
They enjoyed it. Yeah. They got a nice little Airbnb, which they were happy with.
Excellent.
Which I didn't realise that door handles work, of these kind of battery door handles, which lock as well, and it talks to you, because when we got there they said you have so obviously I took them to the Airbnb because the area slightly better than them, and I took them to the place and I was like, got the code for the Airbnb and I was like, okay, where do we get the keys from? Where's the key holder? What's going on here? And I was like, what the hell? So I quickly look at the handle. It was like a weird handle I hadn't seen before, and it lit up with numbers.
Wow.
And you had to kind of enter the digits individually, of course.
I'd be too scared.
And then press hash.
That's from watching movies. That's a bomb, right? That's what that is.
Exactly. What do I do? Like one digit away from kaboom. But I was like, I pressed hash, and then all you had was, the door is unlocked. I was like, what? Who said that? Like, where's this coming from?
So it was just an automated voice rather than someone watching
voice.
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I checked up. Nobody was up, unless they were behind me. Unless they were in the other house.
Hey, whatever.
No. There was an automated voice, to be fair. I found it quite cool. And when we closed the door again, same again. The door is locked. I was like, wow, this is the future.
This
is where we're at. Yeah. Last episode, we talked about the 90s and what we missed out as kids and mobile phones. And now we're like, automated doors locking and opening and closing and amazing,
now
amazing
that eradicates the need to go and check if the door is locked or not. Do you know what I mean? Now you've got someone telling you that the door's locked.
That's it.
You know what I mean? How annoying is that someone actually went out and fixed it? I love it. It's brilliant. Like, I don't have to go check. He told me. He sent me a text saying that the door is locked.
It's locked.
That's it. AI said it's locked. It's locked. Do you know what I mean? It's locked down.
That's it. I don't need to do that second guess and turn around and walk back into the house.
Yeah, you're driving halfway down the street.
You just drive.
Halfway down the street. Did I lock the door?
So he just hit that feeling, by the way. Did I lock the door and did I leave the oven on?
Well,
those are the two questions you need.
All right, we need developers out there for the oven. Get on it right now.
The oven
right?
is off.
Send me a text. Tell me that the oven is off right now, please. Thank you very much.
That's the future.
I love it.
We should get into it. Forget developers. We should get into it.
Oh, well, look,
automated ovens.
If you're holding back some secret to your programming knowledge, then by all means, yes, I'm all in it.
C++, Python, all of that
Java,
stuff.
All that
Java,
stuff.
I don't even know.
I don't even know. Right. Okay. Well, that's. I mean, yeah. Look,
I got a book C++ for Dummies, if that helps. Maybe that's a starter pack.
Python,
You know what I mean?
Python for beginners, Python for dummies, and all that stuff. That's what I've got.
That's where I'm at. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I haven't even opened the first page yet. I'm that dumb.
It's collecting dust, probably. I think it's still in the packaging.
Oh, the package got lost. I think Amazon.
I need to track my order down. Track it down. I need to track it down.
It don't matter. It's gone.
But
It's gone.
How have you been? How's your week?
All right, working.
Oh,
no week off. It's just just off. Constant.
Yeah, but you've had time off as well. Don't make it sound for the listeners like, just working and it just working and never time off.
Time off?
I don't know. I'm sure you were. When did you go away? You went away recently?
That was like 2 months ago.
Exactly. You had time off.
That was 2 months ago, bro. That was 2 months ago. That doesn't count.
I do not get time off.
Well, I have to book it.
Time off?
No, but I have to book it though, innit? Like you get that mandatory. So, but
I get that's it.
You get me.
That's
so
the
yeah,
choice, isn't it? That's what I get, and by getting that, it's just been it hinders you at the same time because I'll have to pay over the odds for anywhere I want to go during that mandatory time off.
That's true. Yeah, that definitely does not help either. So, like I said, when you think about the economy, right? Yeah, when you think about the economy, they've actually got it like in a wrapped in a nice little bow.
Of course,
so it's like whichever way you look, it's like I am screwed. Okay, so best thing to do right now is just
it's the same way as
when
they give you a pay rise and then they increase your taxes at the same time.
Yeah,
you're like, okay, so you're giving it with the right, taking it with the left, really, mate. Just
taking a lot with the left, by the way. Taking a lot. And that stuff that you're taking with the left? Where's it going? Okay, look, we're not going to
different podcast.
I'm not doing it. Rick, okay, look, we had a little break, and obviously back.
I've literally had a week off, haven't I? I've had a week off from all activities. I was on a detox day. I was on a detox day. Detox week. I was a detox week.
Well, you got to spend time with the kids, right?
Of course,
that's just the way it is. Yeah,
that just has to happen.
Has to happen. So there you go, listeners. We've got
the podcast is a baby. It's kind of it's like
we're looking after it. We're looking after it. That's what we're doing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Co-parenting is my
podcast. Yeah. Obviously, it felt a bit neglected recently, but we have to give it some water, and then this season
it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Bit of milk.
Yeah, it's like think of it as Harry Potter, really, in the little cupboard under the stairs.
Yes,
that's what it is. That's what it is. So when it explodes, it's going to be like anyway. Right, that was way too much and way too long, and because we do actually have quite a bit to get on.
We have a lot to get on, by the way. What has been going on, by the way? So, when was the last time we did it? Saturday? No, we didn't, did we?
So last episode was released on Monday, I think. And,
so we did the weekend. We covered the weekend.
Yeah, and we had and like a little update episode in between.
No, we didn't. We didn't do the weekend.
Did we not?
Did we not do the weekend? Because obviously I did not talk about how delicious Cole Palmer's pass was against Newcastle. And I use that word. We did not do that. We didn't. Look, we are professionals.
Why does that sound familiar? The word delicious and Palmer. Like that sounds familiar.
Maybe you're dreaming, bro. Like we think alike, but either we think alike, you dreamt it or what. But I don't think we did one on Sunday because obviously I drove up Saturday, so we haven't done one.
Oh, good point. Well, there you go.
I drove up Saturday, so literally we have got a lot to discuss.
A long week/weekend.
Like I said, detox week, bro. Friday was the last time. Finished work Friday. I was like, right, detox.
Yeah, absolutely. But okay, so should we'll just pick up a little bit from today's game, and then we'll in passing of the episode we'll discuss
let's do that.
Last
most
weekend.
Most recent first.
That's how you sort it. That's how you filter it on any website that you go to. Most recent first.
As we've gone with that rule, then I guess I shall go first. Firstly, let me ask you first. Did you watch the game?
I did. I watched the majority of it actually.
Flicking between F1.
Well, yeah. Okay. No, F1. I'll just real quick at the end, right? Because that was just very long. That was just a long weekend of F1. But anyway, so obviously watching Chelsea. As you know, my wife, she's a Chelsea fan, and she follows them because why not? It's on TV. She's gonna watch it.
She's got sense. That's why.
Whatever. That's not for me to say.
Whether your missus has got sense?
Yeah, it's not for me to say. So
I'm not going down that road.
No, thank you. But yeah, so I watched the majority of the game, and obviously I read your message in the group, and you were like, "Oh, that was a boring match," but I found it quite decent. To be fair, I thought it was quite interesting. Obviously it was well deserved 1-1 in the end because let's face it, it wasn't like if anything, Man United created more chances or a couple more chances, but all in all, yeah, it was just a 1-1 game. That's all it was. I mean, when you look at someone like Rasmus Højlund, and this guy, apart from that penalty, literally he did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole match, he did nothing. Like, he was in the wrong positions, he was making the wrong runs, the absolute wrong decisions. So yeah, it was a 1-1. I thought that was really fair, to be honest. And obviously, same can be said about the star boy Cole Palmer himself. And he had a very quiet game.
Yeah, he was quiet. Yeah, no, he was very quiet again.
He didn't do much at all.
He was still out. He did more than he did against Liverpool because he wasn't man marked and he was getting around a little bit better. Although I did feel like, what's his name, Ugarte. Ugarte. He tried to man mark him, but then I think Palmer just kept moving around too much, and then he just messed up with the system. So he tried to kind of originally get quite close to him, get touch tight. But he's just not. The hype is obviously, we're expecting Cole Palmer to score and assist every week,
every single game,
game, and realistically, that's not going to happen.
No, that doesn't happen. No.
And we are not. Although we're in Britain, we are not the British media who hype him up to the kind of Ballon d'Or status. Jesus of Brazil, arms out Cole Palmer or Jude Bellingham like we did, and all of a sudden now they're like, oh, what's happening to Palmer? What's happening to Jude? But Palmer was still okay, but I think exactly.
Hey Jude, yes, that's a real question. Hey Jude, where are you? Exactly.
From Hey Jude, it's gone to where you at, Jude?
Yeah, where you at, Jude? Shit.
That's the next song on the track. But,
no, you're right. You're real quick. I agree with you that obviously, you can't expect a player to score every single game, but sometimes there's a difference between not scoring every game and then just completely falling off. And I'm not saying that Palmer completely fell off this match. Obviously not. I just don't think he had the right impact. And for me, from what I saw, he wasn't playing in that favoured position, in that sort of right half space between wing and centre forward. Yeah. He was playing more central and then left.
He was more of a 10, wasn't he? More of a 10 and a bit on the left.
Yeah, Jackson. And it's like, okay, that's all well and good, but that's not where Cole Palmer shines. And that's where, and again, there was a lot of space on that side that Man United were creating because they, you know what I mean? They sort of focused too much on Cole Palmer where the other player who played in that position, by the way, was Madueke, who was making them runs.
Madueke was on the right and Neto was on the left.
So Madueke, he doesn't do what Palmer does, so he can have all the space he wants. He doesn't have that conviction when it comes to in the box type player or even just outside the box. So Palmer has that technique to do that. So I don't know. I just felt like he was in the wrong position.
No, you're right, and I think what we did, we struggled to attack with numbers. Obviously, going from the formation, I was happy with the formation. I was like, okay. Again, a little bit confused as to why Reece James is playing left back rather than Cucurella, who's been doing so well and obviously won the Euros and is probably the best left back at the Euros. I know we're deep in from the Euros, but he did well to the start of the season, so I didn't understand why he got dropped. And then I was looking, as the game went on, I was like, okay, I can see what we're trying to build here. Gusto was a bit weak for me though, going up and down the wing, and for that final ball, he was getting into good positions, but the final ball was always a bit like meh. Come on, mate, you can do better than that. But we just struggled to attack with numbers, mate. I felt like we tried to keep the ball more into that final third and just pass it around the box rather than attack with numbers, and sometimes just whip it in the box. Enough of this tiki-taka outside. Try, didn't work, mix it up, whip a ball in. Jackson is a tall boy. Allow a Cole Palmer, Jackson's the tall boy. Allow a Lavia, allow a Caicedo to come in at the edge of the box, which obviously resulted in the goal, the equalising by Caicedo, which was a quality goal, by the way, as well. Great save.
Oh, excellent goal.
And can I just say that Mudryk just did a £80 million dummy when you... No, I'm taking the piss. But
I thought he was the £80 million dummy.
He was,
right?
Literally. But no, going back to what I was saying about Gusto, he did okay, and the game was okay. We were controlling a little bit of it, but again, no conviction, no urgency, and I felt like as if we didn't believe in ourselves. I felt like as if we were a bit tamed in terms of not all of us go forward, so we don't get hit on the counter, similar to what happened with Liverpool, where Liverpool, Salah, Diaz, Jota were just hitting us on the counter, so we try to avoid that. And I don't like that kind of thing. I don't want you to avoid it. I want you to play without fear. Granted, you need to be a bit cautious, but be cautious first 10 to 15 minutes, because they're the home side, they're going to get the crowd, 75,000 people. That's fine. I don't mind you being cautious for 15 minutes. But then after that, come on, let yourself go a little bit. Have that confidence in yourself. One reason I loved Jurgen Klopp before was, that's fine, you can score, but we're just going to score more than you. That's how we're going to win the game. And I just love that kind of style. And I understand it's not championship winning mentality, but...
ruthless, like you're saying, a bit
ruthless,
more. Just go for the throat. Yeah, just go straight for it.
Go for the juggernaut. Just be like, do you know what? That's fine. You are good, but we're better, and that's it. And have that sort of. But overall, it was okay. Like you said, it's a fair result. Jackson again, quite isolated up there. 2 defenders. De Ligt was dropping back quite deep, while Martinez was pushing a little bit forward, going a bit touch tight. So De Ligt looked like a prime Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Prime Van Dijk looked like a prime Terry when they do that kind of stuff, and everybody's like, "Oh, these guys are amazing." But it's easy to do that when the attackers having to go again 2 defenders. The second defender always looks better. Palmer again, I agree with you, on the right side of sort of just off the striker, slightly better. But again, today was quite isolated. He was coming really deep to get the ball, like about halfway line. He's done that in the past and he's produced a great ball, the Newcastle one, which we talked at the beginning, and other times as well. But he's just, there wasn't enough runners. It was more like everybody's just holding their position. There wasn't that sort of flexibility and fluidity of moving, interchanging to confuse Man United. It was very easy for United to defend, I felt. They got their 4 players behind the ball and they stayed there. There was a couple of challenges. I was like, oh, that's a dirty one. Oh, that's a dirty one. He shouldn't have done that. Yellow, orange. Yeah, and I know we're going to touch into it, but...
I mean, you mentioned it, so let's just really talk about that.
That
was 100% a red card from Lisandro Martinez.
100%.
The butcher
100%.
of Argentina, the butcher of Buenos Aires.
The butcher.
I
honestly, feel like as if
honestly,
we're paying him a compliment when we called him the butcher. What are we going to call him? The idiot of those players. No, I felt like he took that personally when Cole Palmer pushed one of the defenders away, because they were like, and he just kind of just get off me sort of thing, off the ball, like a little bit of shenanigans between the referee. Was like a free kick for Chelsea. They thought it should have been for them. I think it was a foul on Neto. And then somebody came to Palmer, just like, get off me, like, don't touch me.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was near the end. I saw that.
Exactly that bit. And then obviously Martinez then came straight after that, and just close to wiping him out. Granted,
it was awful. It was awful. I didn't like that.
It was a dirty challenge. Shouldn't have happened. Studs were up, knee high.
Why were they knee high?
Why were they so high? Yeah, exactly. The ball wasn't even there. The ball was on the floor. The only thing you try to do is take the player out. And that's malicious to intent, to hurt.
It was awful. It was awful.
Out, whatever. But
I thought once it went to VAR, I thought that was going to be a red card. Again, they just rightfully so if it was, but apparently no, that wasn't a red card. But Saliba,
let it go, bro. Just let it go, bro.
Tripping over,
just let it
getting
go,
a red card.
Just let it go. Just let it go.
But
it's gone. How much weeks ago?
It's gone. All right,
we have not been off air for that long. We have not been off air for that long.
It still hurts. It still hurts very deep.
What's also got to hurt, but we'll get into you guys in a minute. But no, also today, I don't know if you watched it, and as a fan, an unbiased fan, quality was poor in the crossing. Reece James could not whip a decent ball in the box. Our sort of set piece style of approach to the set pieces, I wasn't very happy with it. Felt like, let's just go around the keeper. And obviously we talked about it in the chat when you were like, why have they got these Chelsea, whatever you called them, 3 around the keeper? And I was like, we learned from the best. Ben White next is taking the glove off. That kind of stuff.
No. Okay, I'm glad that you brought that up, right? Because I wasn't talking about crowding the keeper. I was talking about after the keeper had the ball, and all 3 of them went onto him, trying to trying to make him drop
the counter or something, trying to do something.
So that's why I was like, what the hell are they doing? What are they doing?
You were talking about when they crowd the keeper. I was
no,
like,
that's fine. No, of course. So I'm glad that you brought that up, by the way, because I actually forgot about that. But because I read it, I was like, no, that's not what I meant. But yeah, it was about them crowding him after he had the ball in his hand. It's like, it doesn't matter what you do, right? He's got the ball. Just move away. Yeah. Just move away, for God's sake, right?
But
you can't take it off.
Todd Bowley tried to do a bit of NFL for us. He was like, sort of get the quarterback, and then Chelsea players were about to rush the quarterback, and then they thought, actually, wait a minute, this is the wrong sport. He is the goalkeeper. He's not the quarterback. We do not need to take him down. And then they paused, which in a way I'm glad they paused, because it could have been quite embarrassing for us. But now let's stop jokes aside.
Trying to sack the quarterback.
Trying to sack the quarterback. Trying to sack the quarterback.
That's the keeper. Different cue, different curse sound.
Yeah. Different.
Oh, America, we love you.
We do love them, don't we? But going back to what I was saying, I was very poor and disappointed with the quality of the crosses today. I expected this game to be 3 points, to be honest with you. I'm disappointed with the result. I know we talked about from the way the game planned out, 1-1 was a fair result, and I was very disappointed we didn't take all 3. Listen, it was Man United. They've been struggling for weeks now, since the start of the season, apart from beating Fulham, I think, at the beginning of the season. They've really been struggling. Tottenham went there and scored 3 past them. Liverpool, okay, we're not Liverpool, but we're close enough to, we're more
You've got
close
players
to
to do that. You've got players to do that. Yeah,
players
of course.
to hurt them. But why did we hurt them? What did they do different? Did we just make Ruud van Nistelrooy? Was it the new manager bounce? Were the players up to it? What was going on? Did we underestimate it? Which I think we did. Did we neglect it a little bit? Were we a bit slow on the pass in? I think what I also hate as well, and I think Gary Neville or Jamie Carragher touched on it, was when Caldwell just got the ball and he just completely stopped. Like stood still, the ball in front of him while he's looking for options, and that's difficult to do. Just keep the ball moving, but like with a bit of pace, with a bit of oomph behind it, with a bit of purpose, rather than just I'll get it, I'll give it to Caicedo, Caicedo will give it to me, I'll go to Fofana, get it back to me, Caicedo, Lavia, Fofana. And I was like, can we move it somewhere else? Like I don't need two defensive midfielders when we've got the ball.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need you to be up there. I need you to be a bit higher up. Become a 10. Allow Cole Palmer to go higher up. Cucurella, when he came on, he was
that's
a
where
camp.
you need an Enzo Fernandez, I think, at that point.
But even Enzo, like, which we're going to touch on it on the Newcastle game, Enzo was like really, really poor. Enzo has the possibility to do the crosses and do that quarterback, which we kind of gave him credit 2 seasons ago. Whenever he first came in, we were like, oh, quarterback, pinging it. He stopped doing it. And I'm like, why have you stopped? Why are you just making 5-yard passes? This is the thing I hate sometimes about these possession teams. It's like 5-yard pass. But okay, that's great. And then 5-yard pass and then 20-yard pass to a 30-yard pass or a sprint or a dribble. But if it's just 5-yard passes, what are we doing? What is the purpose of us keeping this ball here? Because it's easy to defend. Hoyland, what's his other name? Bruno Fernandes. Majority of them just stood still and was like, no worries, lads, you're not going anywhere. That's fine. Liverpool did the same thing to us. I thought we might have learned from the Liverpool game where we've gone, if the team sit back, can we give an extra player for? Can we attack in numbers? Can we trust our 2 defenders to go against Hoyland? Can we trust Reece James against Garnacho? Can we trust Gusto against Rashford, for example, if there's a quick counter? But, we were very sort of reserved, I felt, with the approach of the game. And then once they scored, I even texted on the chat, we might wake up. And I'm glad we did, because it would have been embarrassing to go to Old Trafford and lose. And when you say that, it sounds quite silly, doesn't it? Because we're used to what Old Trafford used to be like. Going to Old Trafford, getting a point used to be like quality. Now you're like, lose at Old Trafford. That's embarrassing. Why would you lose at Old Trafford?
How could you lose at Old Trafford?
Times have changed. Yeah. But anyway, that's pretty much what I've got on the match.
But you're right.
Disappointed overall.
I can understand why. I can definitely understand why. I mean, like I said, there was moments from both teams that again, they showed why they should win, but it wasn't a strong enough will to win. Do you know what I mean? From either team. And again, I mentioned Hoyland. I thought he was quite poor. Garnacho, I don't think he had a good game. I think he wasted a few chances, and it's like, mate, you're supposed to be good, but again, played out of position. He was played on the right rather than the left. From what I've seen so far of Garnacho, he plays better from the left. But again, what do I know, right? What do I know? Just a casual watcher.
Just on that, by the way, because you remind me of Garnacho and Sanchez. What was he doing coming out for that penalty like that? I understand what he tried to do, but there's plenty of keepers who kind of dive, get the play to make a decision, and then they pull their hand back. And the commentaries talked about it. Gary Neville touched it, and I was like, that's it, Gary. That's what I'm thinking too. What's he doing? Why is he trying to take that ball away? The angle was so tight. You come out and make it even smaller. You dive in, pretend you're going to touch it and pull your hands away a lot, because the players 9 times out of 10 they dive in that situation because they expect the contact, so they're halfway down before the contact's even happened. It would have been a yellow card for diving. Once 100%. Again, we are at fault for the decision making that we make. We're at fault. We're a liability in defence. We're literally a liability in defence.
It's a split-second decision, I feel, from the keeper. So I don't. I wouldn't really
keeper,
say.
Bro, like he should not be doing that. Do you know what I mean?
He shouldn't. No, he shouldn't. It is a bit of an.
He's top of the top.
It's a bit amateur for sure, but like I said, I don't think that's too much. But obviously, the blame goes on the keeper because he's the one who took him down. You can't really take that blame away from him. But I just don't feel as strongly against Sanchez as you do, even though it was a stupid move to make.
It's true.
So again, but I'm just saying, at that point, maybe he didn't even think like, I don't know, maybe thought Hoyland was going to like skip over him or something like that to get to the ball. Whatever it was, doesn't matter. It happened. Penalty happened.
Penalty, yes.
Bruno Fernandes.
I can't stand that guy.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes steps up and obviously scores because that's what he does, and then he closes his ears. Like, what's his ears for? I don't know. Doesn't want to hear the crowd chanting.
Doesn't want to hear the crowd chanting.
You're at Old Trafford.
He knows he's a fraud. He knows he's a fraud. He's like, it's not worth it, guys.
I don't deserve
it. Don't deserve it.
I don't deserve it. He's like a samurai, isn't he? He's like self-sacrifice. So on the whole match itself, again, fair result. moments from either team, but yeah, overall, 1-1 is probably the best. But what's more important than that is the fact that Chelsea are now above Arsenal in the league table.
Are we? I thought we'd only go above you if we win the league game. I don't know if we go above you on...
I think you're 2 goals ahead, maybe.
Are we?
Or something like that.
Oh, up to Chelsea.
Because obviously we lost 1-0 to Newcastle. So.
Guys, you guys have been awful for about 3 games, bro. Like, what is going on? Forget Preston, because obviously...
No, we don't count Preston.
Exactly, I was going to say, let's not take the piss, but... Oh, shit, we're above you by goal difference.
Yeah, but
we made top 4.
It doesn't matter. So that could literally be the top 4.
We play each other next, though, don't we?
Yes, on the weekend.
Sunday. On the weekend, yes. The bridge is... The Stamford Bridge is away, the red side of Arsenal.
That's going to be. I'm looking forward to that, to be honest, because that a test for both teams. I think it's more of a test for us than you guys, though, because you guys are a bit more. Okay, granted, you're going through a bit of a rough patch, but you're a bit more of an established team. Last year, you slapped us away. You slapped at home we drew when you're like, oh, mistake, Declan Rice equalised or whatever the hell happened. You know, when the keeper made a mistake and Rice equalised. But this year, I'm kind of like, because you know, you want to test yourself against the best, and currently we have 3 quality teams in Liverpool, City and Arsenal in the Premier League. And so far we've got beat by both of the top 2 teams who have finished above us. Okay, Nottingham Forest is there, but I mean, like, realistically, you know, at the end of the season, who's going to be... All right, just checking. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Just checking.
Just chatting shit.
But yeah,
mate,
so we'll see what happens with Arsenal.
If they make Champions League again, by the way, not Forest, you never know. They can literally go all the way.
They're doing really well, man. They're doing really... Yeah, go all the way. Well, history does let you know that they have done it in the past.
I'm just saying, twice, right? Did they do it twice?
For us, to be honest, for me, it's just top 4 for us to get Champions League football again, because those nights, Champions League nights at the Bridge, were pretty special. But yeah, big test next week. Big test. We'll do predictions later on. But yeah, no. Here's a question for you.
Go on.
If you lose that game, or drop points.
Don't ask me, should Arteta go, right?
I'm not going to ask you that question. I'm going to ask you that question. Because obviously right now your chances are pretty 7 points behind Liverpool currently. And
with games to go, by the way, can we just not make it like as if as if Liverpool are going to go and win every single game from now on?
Can you imagine if they do that?
They actually probably will do that. Yeah, they probably will.
Although we've said it. Slot ball is on the rise.
Slot ball just sounds like a fucking casino game. Do you know what I mean?
It is like the slot. But no, seriously, listen. If you lose that game, are you going to ask questions of Arteta then? If you lose that game, bearing in mind that would mean 1 point from possible 12.
So from the games that I've watched, like, you know, the last 3 games that I've watched, right, the problem that we're having is that the squad players that he bought in Calafiori and Timber and all that stuff, right? Again, these guys are meant to fill those slots, as in like, okay, so one's out, the other one goes in, right? However, in true Arsenal fashion, right? So what's happened is these guys have gone like, oh, so you bought us as backup. Guess what, mate? We're just going to be injured for like 17 fucking games or some shit.
We just want to enjoy London life.
And our captain is just, you know, going to have the ankles of a fucking, I don't know, of a princess or some shit. Do you know what I mean? Just breaking them shit. Yeah, made of Wiltshire cheese. That's what it is. That's literally what they're made of, right?
I was going more for Jack Wilshere, but anyway, let's go with cheese. Because he used to have a glass ankle.
No, it's not fair to Odegaard, to be honest, because he hasn't been out for this long. So, but obviously, when all those things are added together, on top of the fact that he never actually invested in a forward position. Do you know what I mean? Like an additional winger. I'm not talking about Sterling, right? Sterling does not count, right? Forget that shit. Bin him. That's forgotten. Okay, I'll put him in the same category as Willian. To be honest with you. So
Chelsea spy.
Yeah, whatever. Who gives a shit, right? So instead of actually going and buying someone who is worth buying, like for example, I don't know, a Semenyo, for example, from Bournemouth or some shit. Yeah, great player. Great quality player. Someone to come in for Martinelli when Martinelli's not performing. You don't have to use Trossard all the time.
Which is majority of the time.
Which is
Martinelli has not been performing for a while.
Literally, notes. Give me 1 second. Let me just refer to my notes, right? In my little Yamaha book. Let me just refer to my notes. There it is. Martinelli owned by Livramento. That's what I've got. And again, it's not even just Livramento. Even throughout the, you know, what was it? Who did we play last weekend? I forgot about it because I
got beat by Bournemouth.
There you go. See what I'm talking about. See, I think he got slapped around by, who is it, Cook on that side or some shit? Tavernier? Whatever,
No,
whoever it is. Who is it?
Yeah.
Who's on that side?
I forgot the name now. Yeah, you're right. I think it might be Cook, or is it Kelly or something? I don't know his name.
Whatever,
I don't know
right?
his name. Yeah.
Again,
no disrespect to Bournemouth,
it doesn't matter. Yeah. He owned him, so there's no disrespect. It's actually more disrespect on Martinelli. Do you know what I mean? That you got disrespected by someone who we've got no respect for. Right. So the issue here. Let it out, mate. Let it out. So the issue is compounded, like I said, by the fact that there was no forward players bought. Some, like, you know, we've got Martinelli, we've got Trossard. Okay, fantastic. Now bring me someone else. Doesn't have to be world class. Just someone who is decent enough. Like I said, like a Semenyo. Just let him integrate. If he's better than Martinelli in the long run, then shit, you've just made a fantastic buy. So you've got the extra depth when needed. Okay, now Marino was again another player who was bought to fill out the squad, but because Odegaard is out, he has to play. And again, because our defenders, apparently the Arsenal back line has been cursed ever since the Invincible season, right? Because ever since then, we just haven't had anyone. So again, maybe, there you go. Maybe that's the universe you're saying, right? You went invincible, maybe you're going to suffer for 25 million years. And, you know, you're going to be extinct by the time you win.
For the eternity.
Exactly, for eternity. So this is that. I think that's the overall issue that's sort of affecting the team. It's not that Arteta doesn't know what he's doing or he's not going to win or whatever, right? It's the fact that, again, the players that he bought, they're all either injured or played in the wrong positions to fill out. Like, for example,
but apart from Martin Odegaard, did you have, who else was injured against Bournemouth? The loss against Bournemouth. What was his starting 11 against Bournemouth?
Did we not have two players injured? Did we not have two players injured? Did you have
Saka and Odegaard?
I don't think Saka played.
But that comes down to the manager's fault.
Odegaard definitely didn't play, right?
Odegaard was injured. Obviously, Saliba then got the red card.
Yeah, so that's just
I won't know how to check.
Right, hold on. So okay. So whilst you check on that, I'm gonna rant for a little bit longer, right? And so I think that's the issue with the team. Do you know what I mean? Like, again, there's players out and played out of position. Like I said, Thomas Partey played at right back. And it's like, well, why not play Ben White there? Oh, because he was injured and he was just coming back and we can't give him 90 minutes. So Ben White, when he comes on, he's going to play centre back instead. Do you know what I mean? So again, there's a lot of stuff.
He was a centre back, though, wasn't he? Ben White. You bought him 50 million to be a centre back. Originally, you got him from Brighton, 50 million for it to be a centre back, and then he's just been playing right back. So he should really know what he's doing at centre back.
No, he knows what he's. I'm not saying he played bad there. Like, he played really well there. That's not my qualm. My qualm is that, again, because he has to play centre back, we've got Thomas Partey playing right back. Thomas Partey, you know, his hamstrings are made out of fucking, you know, the cheese string. Literally cheese string. Just staying on that theme. That's literally that's what they're made out of. Yeah, exactly. Just boom, straight up snapping. So when you don't really want him running up and down, even though that's not his real role. His real role is to obviously, you know, move into the midfield when we're attacking and so on. But again, when he's chasing defenders back, he can't really chase defenders back. And with Anthony Gordon, again, Gordon just sort of like, you know, he didn't own him or anything, but there was a few moments where it's like, oh, okay, shit. This is, you know,
Gordon was owning your left back. Who was your left back? Because obviously Gordon played right, you had William. Who had Willock? You had Willock, your ex-player, the black lad.
So that was Partey then, wasn't it?
Joe Willock and Partey and Joe Linton. Sorry, Joe Linton, not Willock. Joe Linton played on the left.
There you go. Sorry, that's
Partey.
It. So Joe Linton, again, a big player who, you know, who is very physical and who's got pace. He literally has pace. And against Thomas Partey, it just didn't work. So again, there's. But
surely that's down to the manager's fault, though. Surely you've got somebody who's got some pace or something, or somebody else who can come in centre back. You have some trust in the guys, because surely not all your back line was injured. Because in the midfield, who did you have? Ben White came on later on, didn't he?
Yeah.
You had Saliba, you had Gabriel, you had Timber. You didn't play Zinchenko. Zinchenko came on late. Why didn't you play Timber on the right and play Zinchenko on the left?
He doesn't really trust Zinchenko recently, so. That's
but then trusted him long enough to come on to chase the game. Zinchenko and Jorge both came on. Did you hear the statistic, by the way? Jorginho had not scored from out, not a penalty, like open play, March or May 2019.
Wow!
And that was for Chelsea against Arsenal.
Wow,
that was his last goal apart from like open play. When he came on, I was like, "We bringing him for? He's not going to score you a goal."
No,
but to be fair, what I felt like he did wrong though, Declan Rice looked a shadow of himself playing that deeper role. He needed to be higher up. When Jorginho came on, it freed Declan Rice a little bit more, and he looked dangerous. He nearly got you the equaliser. So maybe that's something for Arteta to think and be, actually, okay, we've got injuries, but let's still use the quality players that I have, you know?
Wait,
Trossard was shocking.
So last week was Liverpool, wasn't it? It wasn't.
Last week, Liverpool. Week
it wasn't
before,
Bournemouth.
it was
Yeah, so
Bournemouth,
that's why I'm getting. Sorry, that's why I'm getting confused. I'm like, why are we talking about Bournemouth when Liverpool? So with again, that's that. I feel rather than going into each individual match of like what happened, I think that is the overall feeling that I have. Like our starting lineup for Liverpool was Partey on the right, White centre back, Gabriel, Timber. But Gabriel I think got injured, didn't he? He got injured in that match.
Later on, didn't he?
So he got injured later on. And again, people like Marino, for example, that's a person who's supposed to come off the bench, or a party's supposed to come off the bench in the midfield, and rather than playing him at the right back. Yeah. So again, there's once everyone's back. I'm not saying that's it, they're going to be fucking great again. No, once everyone's back, then it will be a fair assessment on how we perform. Do you know what I mean? When everyone's supposed to be where they're supposed to be. And it's like, okay, there you go now. Right, there's no excuses now. Crack on. No. But again, there is still not enough depth in that team to handle Champions League, Cups, and the Premier League. There just isn't. Right.
That had to change, though, bro. Like, this is second season in the Premier League. You know,
I totally
you're
agree.
missing a striker against Newcastle. Obviously, you just focus on the recent game, Newcastle. You really struggled to get a ball up top. Havertz was nowhere near to be seen.
He had an off game.
Which beggars the question again, then why didn't you go for like a player like Osimhen? Even if it was a loan deal for Osimhen, why didn't you even get him for a year? Like, even if you had to be a loan, because when obviously he burnt all his bridges with Conte and Napoli, instead of letting him go to Galatasaray, you said, you know what, we will have him. I know Havertz has been doing okay and numbers are okay from March, but it's games like away to Newcastle when you need a victory, when you've only got like 1 point in 6 or 1 point in 2, then all of a sudden you think like, okay, let's go to St. James's and put a statement out. And because Newcastle Newcastle looked decent. They shut Chelsea down, but Chelsea was like the B team on the Carabao Cup, and I use that air quotes for B team because it wasn't he made 11 changes, so it's a brand new team. Yeah. And I was expecting us to win, by the way, and we got slopped about with their intensity, with their organisation, with their clever press, and playing out of the press as well. And they did the same thing they did to Chelsea. They did to you guys. They cornered your winger, left backs and right back, two players up against it, and that ball as well. By the way, can we just talk about that unbelievable cross by Anthony? That cross was just creme de la creme. That was a peach
directly
of a cross.
On the head, bang, seal it.
That was a delivery.
Yeah, sealed, signed.
Order. That was
all of it above DHL delivery for you right there. That's what that was.
Whatever it is, that's got a sign for delivery, whatever that is. That's
he signed delivery. For that. Yeah, he signed for that. Yeah, and then he got delivered straight to the back of the net.
But no, for me, I just honestly going back to the bit is like, why didn't you go for another striker? Havertz is not the guy who's going to probably take you to the league. You know, you saw Van Persie to Man United, won the league. Sold Giroud to Chelsea, won Europa. It's like you need a striker. Like, strikers win your leagues. Okay, strikers win your matches. Defense win your leagues, to go by those old saying. But like, you need a striker, like a prolific striker, strong, powerful. Havertz isn't strong and powerful. I don't even think he's that clinical, to be fair, with Havertz. I know he gets a free pass at Chelsea because of the Champions League goal in Porto, but to be honest with you, like, when you break it down, he's not that technically good. Like, you look at him, I used to stick up for him, and now I think like, wait, what did I used to see? Like, was I blinded by the Champions League? Or I used to be like, oh, this guy's this guy's that. Nah, bro, like he's not even all that.
It's the thing is with Havertz, you're right. He's not like, the most clinical or anything like that in terms of as a striker, because, technically he's not a striker, but, he finds himself in those positions. But what I like about Havertz is the fact that he will fight for a ball, like he will chase down balls. And again, I like that about a player because, you can make something happen. And he's made a couple of things happen, like maybe not as in, this season, but in the last couple of seasons that he's been with us, he's made things happen just from chasing things down and pressuring the opponent. But the problem is, like I said, it's the fact that players are played out of position. There's no one who can come in. But also on top of that, in terms of match management from Arteta, it's like you need to make changes quicker. Like, you don't have the team. You need to put, like, for example, again, I know he's 17-year-old, but every time he's put that Ethan Nwaneri on, he's played really well.
Yeah,
he takes control of that midfield, and he's like, do you know what? I'm just going to square my way through in and out of players. That's what he does. He is the closest to Odegaard that we have in terms of the way he moves. And
play
I'm not saying,
him, man. Play him from the start.
Exactly. Play him. Why play Marino? Just play Rice and him like normal. Don't play Trossard out there. Put Trossard on the bench because he hasn't been good at all.
Yeah, I was going to say Trossard played that 10 role that you were talking about in the previous episode, and he was not good at all. Not on Saturday anyway. What I watched, he was awful.
No,
but your whole team was, to be fair, pretty awful. Apart from a few individual stuff, like as a team, you just couldn't link passes, you couldn't move, you couldn't do nothing. Other than set pieces, I never thought you were going to score. Set pieces, you guys always seem to score.
And even those were just like meh, whatever, because they've got like they've got literal fucking skyscrapers. They've got skyscrapers in the midfield and shit. So in the defense, whatever.
By the way, quick question: who's the assistant to Eddie Howe? Because he always seems to be next to him with a perfect head of hair, like bronze skin. You think
there's a meme about that, isn't there?
I was like, did this guy just step off the plane or like straight into Newcastle? Because I know it's not that sunny in Newcastle, bro. Like,
no.
Where are you? Where's your residence? I need to know where you're living. I need to know where you're living.
He owns some suntan places, doesn't he?
He owns some UV light somewhere, doesn't he? He owns some UV light somewhere.
He's got some sunbeds at home for sure, in Wynyard or wherever he lives.
Why is he so brown? Probably Jesmond. No, in Newcastle, it would be Jesmond.
There's a meme about that though, isn't there? Like where it's like every time this guy, Eddie Howe, the camera's on Eddie Howe, this guy's always like there trying to get
literally next to him.
trying to get his way in there. But so look, Rick, that's the way I feel about my team right now. Like I said in the group as well, the league maybe has slipped. I think, again, without sounding too dramatic and, deathly and shit. No, what I mean is because we've slipped up. Again, I'm not including the games that I genuinely think we were fucking robbed, but I've moved past that, right? Okay?
Which one was that one?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I've woosad out of number. So, that's just the way I look at my team right now. It's very... Until everyone's back, I can't really make a full-on decision. And so going back to the league slipping, it's the fact that because we haven't, we've dropped points here, there, and every fucking where. Other teams like a Chelsea have popped up, like a Nottingham Forest. Like again, I know that could be an anomaly. It could be a Leicester, whatever. Right? Again, right now, as far as the league is concerned, in black and white, they are above. They are third. That's it. So again, that's opened the door now for these teams, like a Tottenham to come back into it. They won 4-1 today.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually expected them to lose today. Especially when they scored first. Villa scored first. I was like, oh, here we go. But then 4-1. I was like, what?
Unexpected. I was literally watching part of that match and I was talking to my parents. And next thing I know, like later on when I looked at the scores, it was 4-1. I was like, what? How did... whatever.
How long was I on the phone for?
Exactly, right? Did I go up north and come back down? So that's the problem right now, is the fact that it's opened the doors to other teams to put pressure on Arsenal, and now you just know that every loss or every slip from now on for Arsenal, it's going to be...
As a fan base as well, you guys can be quite nervy, can't you?
Well, we're very fragile.
Like, I've seen all of a sudden there's a split decisions already. People like Arteta needs to answer for. Obviously, watching your AFTV or wherever those broadcasting channels.
I don't really care for those guys, to be honest with you.
And they were
really
like a couple of. I think the old guy, the bald guy, I don't know his name. Is
Robbie.
Like Arteta needs? No, Robbie, not the black guy, the white guy.
And
Robbie, the main host. There's an older gentleman who talks about like, is that there it is? Because there used to be DT and a few others that I used to watch. I only used to watch it because obviously you guys used to lose your shit every time your team didn't perform well.
Can you not include me in that, please? Can you not include me in that, please?
Sorry, not you. Thank you. Them guys used to lose their shit. Guys used to lose their shit. We moved to the Emirates to compete with Bayern. Bayern has just slapped us 8-2, etc., etc. So that's why I got into it. Like, let's see what they're talking about now. But and the Wenger out days, the whole Wenger out. Thank you for the memories.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Those guys again coming on and saying about Arteta, saying, how is my guy? Who's the one who talks about? Oh, you know what I mean, fam, and no, Robbie, and fam uses a lot of fam. Is it
fams? I don't know.
Is it Troops? I think it's Troops. The one who was saying, take your time with it when you were winning 2-1 against City.
Oh, okay,
I don't know if you've seen that. Never mind.
Yeah,
He's talking about asking questions to Arteta because Ten Hag is left with two trophies. 2 trophies in 2 years, 2 consecutive trophies, and obviously Mikel has spent 700 million and all he has is to show for it is an FA Cup, which was 4 years ago, I think it was, when he beat Chelsea's Lampard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the FA Cup, Aubameyang scored. I think it was. Yeah, it was. Because he went.
He scored two. He scored two in that final, didn't he?
So, and it's not a great look when you look at it like that. When you compare it to actually what's in the cabinet, it's for fans. You know what I mean? Of course, we can discuss about we get Champions League and United got Europa, or we got this and we got that. But realistically, like, he should have delivered something else by now. I feel like, and maybe another FA Cup or at least a Carabao Cup or something. Another cup run should have been okay to have as a kind of bragging rights to say, do you know what, yes, I've spent money, but look, I've got another trophy. I can only win what's in front of me. I've won 1 out of 3 for in England, for example. This year or last year, 1 out of 4 if you won something else, rather than trying to be like, I'm putting all my eggs in the basket to beat City to the league. And then when you come up short, everybody's going to point the finger and be like, another trophyless season after spending so much? How do you feel about that? And those comparisons that are being made on social media and on the net.
You can't really argue with it, to be honest, because, you know, whatever argument you make, it just still leads to the fact that it's like, oh, well, you know, it's been 5 years, you know, where's the old silverware, do you know what I'm saying? So again, any argument that you can make, it's like, okay, well, there's teams that have been through transitional periods, like a Man United, who haven't been stable at all as a club. Yes, they won the FA Cup, they won a Carabao Cup, fair dues, you know, you can't take that away from them, from Ten Hag. But again, they haven't been a stable team enough to compete for a league, for example. Do you know what I mean? Again, sorry, I'm just saying this is an argument. I'm not saying this is my argument at all. I agree that enough has been spent and enough has been invested into this team for something to have been won. And again, I agree with the fact that you can't put all your eggs in the one basket of beating Man City. You can't do that because, again, like you said, you will open yourself up for ridicule, and unfortunately, that's what's going to matter. Yeah, okay, nice one. Yeah, all right. So your Arsenal team have gone 50 games. They drew 30 or they won 30 or whatever it is, and they haven't lost one. Excellent. That's fantastic stuff. But the problem is that, you know, you don't really have or find a trophy for that. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you know, for best effort.
It's great for the boardroom, but it's not great for the fans.
Yeah, best effort trophies are only given out in school, I'm afraid. So you can't really hide behind the stats and all that stuff, because unfortunately those stats have led to absolutely nothing. So
I think first season when you guys finished second, I was like, wow, these guys are going somewhere. Like, honestly, and I even I gave you credit. I was like, oh, I'd love to have an Arteta at Chelsea. The way of football, the stability, got rid of the deadwood.
He's done excellent. He's done fantastic. He really has.
He's done everything but.
No, exactly that. Like, I appreciate the fact that he's turned that club from not just from on the pitch, but from all angles, you know, from all aspects of that club. He's the manager sort of thing. So I like the way that. Do you have the
same appreciation for Southgate?
What's he done? What did he do? What the fuck does Southgate do? What are you talking about? What are you bringing Southgate into this conversation for?
Same as he's done what Arteta's done. He's done what Arteta's done. He's got them challenging. He's changed the mentality of the national team. Players are friends again. They play together and so on. Basically what Arteta's done without winning anything.
Right.
So...
Sorry, I don't understand the question. Sorry, is that a question? Is it a comment? What are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? Tell me. Go on, tell me. You can tell
me. The moment I mentioned Southgate, we bring it in.
What are you bringing him in for? What are you doing that for, bro?
But what I mean is because you said you appreciate Arteta for what he's done to the club and the way he's got them played and so on. So I said,
yes, my club.
He's done everything. I don't give a fuck what
Southgate. He's done it for my club. I don't give a shit about Southgate in fucking England. You know, them motherfuckers haven't won nothing since '66. So, you know, let's just not get carried away now.
Okay. No, question answered.
No, so again, sorry. Strictly speaking, for my own club, right?
Okay.
That's where I'm at right now. And again, if this season it's a slip up, and I'm talking slip up as in, like, you know, where you literally have dropped out all the cups, Champions League, and you are not even challenging at that point, then yeah, a change may need to happen, but I'm not at that point yet, because
what's
there's
the
still
slip up then? Let's go through each competition. So you beat Preston. You probably is it quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup?
We've got Palace in the quarterfinals, yeah.
Okay, so you'd expect your team to get past them, right?
Possibly, yeah, possibly. So let's say semis there, right? I don't know who else is in it.
I think it's Palace. No, City got beat by Spurs.
City got
beat. So it's Palace, so it could be Spurs. Liverpool, Spurs, you guys, Newcastle.
Oh shit!
And there should be two more. You, Palace, Newcastle, Liverpool, Spurs. Who's another team? There should be another 3 teams in there somewhere. I've only counted 5 teams. I don't know who else there is. Never mind.
Do you want to look?
No, I don't bother about it. Okay, so you say about semis for the Carabao Cup. Okay, what about FA Cup as a cup run in the FA Cup? Because you mentioned, say, like, if it's early or slip-ups in the in the competitions, then questions have got to be asked. So trying to define what a slip-up is. Semis in there, if it's next round in the Carabao Cup, not semis. So there's a slip-up there, but let's say semis. FA Cup, how far are you expecting to go in the FA Cup? Bearing in mind it hasn't started yet, like in terms of the third round where the big boys come in, because that starts January, doesn't it? Right now it's all the lesser teams. I'll put you on the spot, haven't I? Arteta out already. Do you know what, bro? I don't want to think about it. He's out. Yeah. Get him out.
I mean, okay, so in terms of look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I say right now, because I could say, oh, the semis will be great for the FA Cup. But it doesn't fucking matter, because that's still not a win. There is nothing, right? All the answers, all of the above, the only thing that matters and the only thing that has to happen is a win, right? At least out of there's 4 competitions altogether?
You're in 4, yeah.
Yeah, so out of 4 competitions, I'd expect my team to bring at least 2 of those home. It doesn't matter which 2. It doesn't matter which 2. It could be FA Cup, it could be Carabao Cup. I don't care. Just bring something home where the fans. No, I'm just saying. Like, obviously, it'd be great to
2 though, bro. Like what? Like I thought you were going to say at least bring 1 home. When you said
what are you
2,
talking about? 1.
Like,
1 should have been last season.
Yeah, fair enough.
1 should have been the season before.
You owe me 1. Bring 1, but you owe me 1 as well.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
Don't forget the other one that you owe me.
Exactly. My point. Exactly. You said 5 years, bro. It's been 5 years. You still owe me 1 more.
You remind me of that Chris Tucker joke. He goes, "Hey, you got some sugar?" You're like, "Yeah, you got my goddamn sugar." It's like, "Hey." So Arteta, you've got an FA Cup? No, I haven't got one. Yeah, you do. You got last season's FA Cup. But okay, go on.
So he obviously saw. Okay, so technically Arteta won 1 FA Cup already, right? So that's fair dues. He's already won 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's already won 1. Yeah.
But no, he owes me another one, especially for last season. It's like, you came so close to challenging City. You were definitely one of the, if not the best team in the league, and you didn't bring home anything at all. You crashed out in all the cups. I don't accept that. I'm sorry, but like, no, that's the stage I'm at. It's like, I thank you for everything that you've done, Mr. Mikel Arteta, right? But I need you now to bring me them trophies so I can brag.
Absolutely, yes. That's it. That's how I was literally going to say this to fans, and this is sometimes people who are not football people don't understand. Like, oh, but Arsenal is second. You're like, yes, I know, but second all the time. The fans are going to start hating that, because fans who are not second will be like, oh, I wish we were second. But once you become consistently second, you're like, I actually want to fucking win and know what winning feels like, so I can continue brag to the friends, and you can say to them like, your team shit, we won this, etc., etc. Now, bro, I totally understand that. So yeah, so we touched on a previous episode. You said questions will be asked whether he's there or not next year. But I think not just him though. I think you've got to ask questions of Edu as well. Like, I'm sure Mikel's saying, I need a striker, and the ownership as well. Spend some money, man. Like, you guys have got a lot of money. You've got the most expensive season ticket in the league. The most expensive season ticket in the league. You have your stadium is full all the time. All the time.
All this money coming in, yeah. They've made profits. They've made profits recently. So.
And if you've made profits, then you can afford to be in a deficit of 30 million to bring in a £100 million striker. If fucking American Todd Bowling can come in and find loopholes in there, what the hell are these guys doing? Because we've been owning the club for like over a decade now. Is that right? Am I right in thinking Kroenke's owned it for a decade? You're nodding, which I'll take that as a yes. So if you've been doing it for a decade, fucking come on, man. Think of something. This is one thing. Todd Bowley, listen, for everything that he's done wrong, he has done some rights in there as well, right? One thing, bringing Cole Palmer into the club, which has worked okay. He's done many wrong things. But whenever he does something wrong, he's like a dog, a hungry dog who's trying to get a bone to find a loophole so that we don't get screwed over. And to be honest with you, he has. And as a fan, I'm like, yeah, okay, but I don't care. I just want performances on the pitch. I don't care how much you spend on Mudryk and give him an 8-year contract. If he works, he works. If he doesn't, he doesn't. You know what I mean? I want it to work. That's it. But I'd like you to win. Mudryk doesn't play all the time. I'm like, that's okay. Somebody else is performing. I'll talk about the Netos, the Felixes, the Palmers, the Jacksons, whoever's performing. And as fans, we can quickly forget. But for the boardroom, you're like, okay, this is sweet. And if you've made a profit, you really need to spend big next year. Even if you're like a deficit of 15 million, you're within the rules, but you have strengthened your squad. Because you can't have 2 seasons, 3 seasons of finishing second, and your only excuse be like, well, players have got injured, we don't have the depth. Okay, we'll need to point fingers now, because this is a multi-billion-pound business now. No more, we don't have. Why don't we have it?
Yeah, why don't we have? That's the question.
Why
that
don't
should
we
be
have
asked,
it?
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the real question. Yeah, why don't we have that? Is the absolute real question.
So
and
it's not just Arteta for me. You've got to ask questions of Edu. As great as he has been, you've got to ask him some questions as well and be like, why have we not brought certain players in? Yeah, him and who's the son of Kroenke, whatever his name is, Steve, Jerry, whatever. Oh, it's close with Steve and Jerry. Mix them together, you get Jerry. I was close with Jerry, but I got the Jerry right.
Exactly. So
the second time trying.
So yeah, I think that's what's really going to be the most acceptable thing this season. It's like, right, you're in 4 competitions. I expect 2 of those to be coming home with trophies. Like, I don't care about, we went to the final. No, I don't give a shit about that. That time has been and gone now. And as I've said in many other episodes of this podcast, is the problems that we've had, especially in the last 2 years. The main issue that has really brought our downfall has been the lack of spending or clever spending in January. That has been the ultimate downfall in 2 seasons, because again, yes, Saliba got injured 1 season before last. We should have been in that January market. We should have had a backup defender. Why didn't we have a backup defender? Again, that's the question. No, we don't. Why don't we have? And then the season, what was it, last season? Why not bring in another winger and a striker? Just bring 2 different players in. They don't have to be like 120 mil, 150 mil players. Just bring someone in who can do a decent job. Again, at least for a rotation, for a squad rotation. So again, you're keeping things fresh. You're keeping players fresh. It's like, you've got Saka, you've got this, you've got a great squad. Yes, it's 1-11. Do you know what I mean? It's a great squad. It's a 1-11. So that great squad will play at the very most 3 games in 1 week, and then that's it.
Yeah, 100%.
You cannot expect any more from that squad. And again, I don't want to get into conversations about fucking what's it called, about scheduling and how much football's being played. We've already discussed that before.
Yeah.
Whatever. So that's where I'm at right now. It's like, the rules of the game. You are playing within those rules. Now go and spend. Go bring me something. Like, again, I don't want to be one of these fans who's like, go spend.
Scheduling hasn't changed either, though, bro, has it really? Like, for the 3 major competitions in England, nothing has changed. I think the only thing that's changing is when they do the Club World Cup at the end of this season. Do you know what I mean?
But even the Nations League and stuff like that, like in between.
Yeah, for like in between the national teams. No, it's a huge football. But like,
so that's what I'm saying.
And clubs, you can just fake an injury like Saka did before you played a game, and he was like, and Cole Palmer, I think, did the same.
Which is great. I love players doing that, because like, fucking, it's Nations League. I don't want to play that. That's where you should play your youth. Play the youth, and then they're ready for the Euros. That's me on Arsenal, and it's not even about talking about individual games. But if for Newcastle, I think the word that I would use is toothless. That's the word. Just literally like a barking dog. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. No. So that's it's disappointing, but because it was both, even the Liverpool match, great opportunity to be above those.
Yeah, you were winning.
Great opportunity. Same thing with City as well. Great opportunity there as well. If that was the case, again, we didn't lose against these teams. But at the same time, we're losing against teams that we shouldn't be losing against anyway.
Yeah, but also against these teams, especially if you're winning, you shouldn't. If it's going to feel like a loss, the City one would probably feel like a loss to the majority of, to you and if not all Arsenal fans. Nobody's walking away from the Etihad going, well, it's the Etihad. It's a point's better than nothing, because you're like, we were winning for 99.9% of the match.
Yeah, but we did have 10 men who obviously...
No, of course, but you guys were fucking unstoppable.
Yeah, we fought, they fought.
So, you were unstoppable. Defensive display. I thought it was a Jose Mourinho on the sideline.
It was excellent. And do you know what? I'm glad that you mentioned Jose Mourinho, right? Because there's been a few pundits who have, Carragher especially, like, he's likened Arteta to Mourinho. Now, I'm sorry, right?
How?
But it's like very defensive football. It's like, if you don't have the right players, or if you go down to 10 men and you have to defend, that cannot be a Mourinho-esque performance. That is because you have to, right? Mourinho did that shit because he was like, you know what, I can and I will, and he did, and he won. So this is. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, first of all, I don't really take that as an offence, right? But it's like you can't really pigeonhole Arteta in that because of 2 games where it's like out of necessity he had to defend. Do you know what I mean? Like it against Liverpool, for example, we were winning, but then again we didn't have the right play. But Gabriel got injured. We had, do you know what I mean? So again, everything of changed. Whereas Liverpool's team didn't change. They got stronger. Szoboszlai came on. he's a great player. I thought he's a brilliant player. Gakpo, great player. So again, toothless against Newcastle. And just very disappointed not to come away with a win against Liverpool, because I don't want to say we deserved it, but I think we kind of did a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I thought you were going to win that game, to be honest with you. Like, what did I predict? I think I predicted 3-1, didn't I? I thought you were going to respond in front of your crowd, and you did. Saka got the first goal.
I got that prediction. I got that prediction right, 2-2.
2-2, you got it right.
It was bittersweet.
Yeah, can you imagine? You'd rather get it wrong and take the win, right?
Absolutely.
Now, I think something needs to be happening at you guys. Like, obviously, top board. Surely there's got to be some meetings now regarding squad, and because you can't have an injury to Odegaard and Saka, and then all of a sudden be like, oh, actually, like, we can't function as a top 14.
100%, I agree.
Hold on a minute.
You cannot be champions.
Like,
you cannot be champions.
You can't do anything if you're relying on one or two players who play every single game. Last year, we talked before, Saka played like 90 games in a season.
Yeah, can't do that.
Without considering England matches. That's just Arsenal, 90 games.
The thing is, you want to compete against City, you have to be like City. You have to compete. You have to buy the players that, again, if two players are out because of injury or because of a red card or whatever, and you can't compete, that is the end. You cannot win a league like that. And I'm sorry, that's where I'm at right now, and that's why I say the league is slipped, because it's proven that those players are a key function, which is fair enough because they are really good players. However, can't really win a league like that. Or if you're going to win a league like that, it's going to be more of a Leicester winning rather than a Man City or a Man United where they carry on, 2 in a row, 3 in a row, whatever it is. So that's just me being a very, very realistic fan and very realistic about the situation that Arsenal are in right now. And
I think you give a very honest opinion on it, and I appreciate you for that, because I'm in the same agreement with you as well. I feel like you do need a squad to compete with the big boys. You just can't pussyfoot around it and think, we'll be able to do it on the cheap. You can't be fragile. You can't do it on the cheap. You have to spend to win, unfortunately.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at. And this is why Wenger didn't win any leagues after 2004, after Roman Abramovich came in, because they could not spend. No, they couldn't. And that's not even like a dig or anything. That is the actual truth.
I'm smiling because that is the truth. Because Roman came in and inflated the prices, and then City came in and inflated the salary. Then I think Roman inflated prices, City inflated salaries.
Yeah. Because Roma was like, I want them at any cost, and he got them at any cost, and then obviously City followed that, but like, we've actually got more money to give them for salary, so we don't actually have to spend that much.
City wasn't Chelsea and couldn't really attract them, so the only way to attract them to Manchester was probably like,
wages,
let me give you a ridiculous amount. Robinho, he left Real Madrid to go to City. What?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And I was like, what?
What do you mean, do I remember that? That was like probably one of the biggest flops. But
flops, fair enough, but I mean as a name, though, like
as a name, of course,
to
go to City, mad. But that was really mad. So
what about any other football? Did you watch anything else?
I didn't really watch anything else, to be honest with you, because I wasn't really that interested. I was watching a bit of, obviously I watched F1 all weekend.
F1.
So that was fun, to be honest with you. But before we get to F1 though, obviously City lost. So
City did lose, and handsomely as well. Okay, granted it was 2-1, but they did not look dangerous. I watched bits of that match, and City just looked a shadow of themselves. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if they've got injuries, and I don't know how that squad has got so many injuries, because when I looked at Pep Guardiola, the camera moved to the sideline. You see Pep, he just had youngsters behind him. It looked like a kindergarten or like a daddy daycare. No disrespect to those players, but that was like 16, 17. What is going on here? Like, who were these players? And they played some of them against Spurs, and they got beat, of course. But City is struggling. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like something's going on with City. I feel like Pep Guardiola is demotivated with these 115 charges looming around him.
Yeah.
Because I know Jose Mourinho's piping up as well, saying, I might win a Premier League. Because if they City get the points and deductions, United win, Arsenal win, etc., etc. So, I don't know. City has not been the same team for me for a while. I don't know whether it's the absence of De Bruyne or maybe a few other players like a Diaz and a Rodri, of course, being the main Ballon d'Or winner. But just something about City. I don't feel like they're probably going to win it. I feel Liverpool looks stronger, because Liverpool have got that kind of football where they're playing bad, or not playing great, or not playing up to their potential, and still winning. Against Chelsea, we talked about it, didn't play great. Took a 2-1 victory or 2-0 victory, whatever it was. Against Brighton, they were losing 1-0. I literally expected them to lose that game as well, the way Brighton were counter-attacking and beating their Liverpool press. Yeah. And then Arne Slot had a chat, brought a few players on, changed the tactics, and all of a sudden went and won again. And I was like, bastards. I think I put down the chat as well when our friend went, "Oh, it was a good day for us." I was like, bastards.
Yeah, I think with so this adds to my point about my own team. It's like if Arne Slot can come in straight into a Liverpool team and then win the league in his first season,
that'll be a piss take for you. I'll be honest with you, like that'll be a piss take.
Do you know what I mean? How could you not mock that? Like,
how could you not mock that? Like, you have to.
I think that's the biggest for me. That's the biggest worry right now. It's like to the point where it's like, do you know what? I kind of need City to win just so we can prove the point. It's like, look, we can't beat these guys. But if Liverpool win, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't. I couldn't.
That's the serious question.
It'd be difficult to stick up for Arteta or make any excuses. Honestly, it really would be. And
unless he brings the Champions League home.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if he wins Champions League, then that's a different story. But then again, if he wins Champions League, but then he finished the league in like 8th or something because he just neglected. It's like, again, you're still having the same problem. You need a squad.
Yeah.
But, So
1 out of 2 that I need from you, Arteta, this year, right? Even if it's a Champions League, you're like, I still need another one, mate.
Another one would be all right. Like a Carabao Cup would be lovely. Like an early on thing, February time. All right.
Some early celebrations.
Exactly. But
like some winter sun, isn't it? Winning the Carabao Cup in February is like going on holiday for a winter sun. You're like, let me just get away from this cold weather.
Exactly.
Let's go get some of those rays.
Quick vacay, dodging the raindrops, all that stuff. Yeah, all that stuff. In terms of football, that's pretty much what I don't really have much to add, to be fair, apart from what we've already discussed. I do want to talk a little bit about F1 before we leave tonight.
Yeah, that's definitely. I want to talk about F1 too.
Because it was such a long race. Like, it didn't start at 3:00.
Because of the rain, right? And somebody spun off on the... Who spun off? Was it Ocon? No, not Ocon.
Stroll.
What's his name?
Lance Stroll.
Stroll, yeah.
Stroll, it's like, dude, how...
Crashed daddy's car.
Yeah, it's like, dude, come on. How was your dad not, like, slapped you about and told you to go home or something? Just, you need another driver in that car. But anyway, that's too deep into F1 talk, right? But, I thought it was a brilliant drive from Max in the race. Like, I
just can't stand that prick. He was a brilliant driver. I just can't stand that prick.
Yeah, that's fine.
I literally can't stand him. I don't know what it is. I just something about him.
Can we do it this way?
He's a bully, by the way. He's a bully.
Can we do
that's
it this way, right? Where when we talk about F1, right, we are talking from the perspective of a general F1 fan, rather than from the try.
Let me take that hat off. Let me take this orange hat off. Let me take this orange hat off.
But you have to make your peace with it, unfortunately. He's here. He is like Thanos. He is inevitable. It is what it is. You kind of have to make your peace with it. So I thought it was a brilliant drive. I think, where did he start from? Was it like 14th,
wasn't it? Yeah,
something like
14.
That. So excellent drive.
Just for the listeners who didn't obviously get to catch it, the reason Max was 14th was because of red flag and qualifying, and then he didn't get a chance to finish his lap, right? So he finished in the 14th race. Yeah, that's
right. Yeah, so there was a lot of that going on, obviously, especially in the qualifying. There was a few red flags that hampered.
A lot of rain.
Oh God, rained! Oh my God, that was incredible. I tuned in yesterday to watch the qualifying, and literally the first picture that I was greeted with was the track and raindrops forming a puddle. I was like, oh, okay, so that's not going on then.
Yeah, the only thing that reminded me of when I watched it like that was a movie of Rush, where Niki Lauda and it's the Japanese circuit where Lauda crashes because it's a lot of rain. That's how it reminded me of the movie. I was like, that is a lot of rain. Surely this is not going ahead.
Yeah. It did not.
And then they were like, oh, he's on intermediates. Bro, I don't care what you're on. You need wellies. You're not going on intermediates.
Unless you're on a boat right now, mate, you are spinning, all right?
That's it, you need propellers. That's what you need.
It was just incredible. Obviously, it was delayed a few times, and then they finally decided they were like, we're just going to do qualifying Sunday morning, which it did. Which again, it's not something that happens very often, where you have the Sunday morning of qualifying, and then a few hours later you have the race. Even that was obviously delayed because of what we said before, like on a formation lap or a longer formation lap. Or was it? See, I didn't realize they did that before the formation lap. I didn't realize they went around before the formation lap. Do you know what I mean?
Did I? Why would they go around?
I don't know. That's the second race that I've seen. I'm not too sure, actually. I will look that up, but I'm not too sure why they do that. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe just to get the...
Because I thought the reason the way they do it, they're all on the starting grid. They've got their brollies, putting their helmets on, being protected from the rays or the rain or whatever, however the weather there is that particular day, having their little drinks. Martin Brundle from Sky walks around, does his thing. Standard. And then all of a sudden, like, they stay on the side. All the pit crews move to the side. The cars move for their formation lap. Gives a pit crew opportunity to get back in the pit
but
and away from the track.
That's the start of the formation lap. But
that's the start of the formation lap. So I don't understand why they would do another one to go around and
exactly.
do it.
Yeah,
it just
I
makes
don't
no
understand
sense.
That.
Yeah,
don't understand,
that's your homework then, yeah?
That's, for next time.
That's your
and
homework.
that's why obviously that's why Stroll went off and, so it delayed things even further. And all in all, I think apart from... Go on, hit me.
Before I go further, I just want to ask you, what happened to Lando Norris? Because obviously I didn't watch it from the start, and apparently he jumped the formation lap, and I caught a little bit where Max was talking to Christian Horner saying, are we not meant to wait for the green light before you start the formation lap? Did Lando Norris get penalised for anything? Or?
Not in race, he didn't get penalised, but I do have it up here. 1 second, please. Thank you very much for your time. So Norris, no, I mean from what I see here, no, he didn't get anything from that incident. But yeah, so because I don't think he did because everyone there was a few more cars behind him who followed as well. So it's like, do we penalise just Norris or do we do all? So again, it's like
half the grid.
Yeah, for stuff like that, I just stop it. All right, don't either. You're going to give it at the beginning, don't drag it out all the way to the end of the race. But personally, I just don't think you should be giving those at all. It's literally a formation lap. It doesn't.
It's a formation lap.
It doesn't matter.
It just again, it goes to Max and Christian, the Red Bull as a team. Are we not waiting? Like, bro, it's a formation lap. But it's nobody cares.
It goes even deeper than that. It goes about the rules. It's like, why do the rules state that? It's a formation lap. I get it. When the race is about to start and the lights are red, definitely do not do that. Standard. But if it's a formation lap, it's like, again, it's not like he jumped 3 minutes before everyone else. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm just going to go now, lads. Right, just catch up to me. Yeah. No, he didn't do that. It was just a few. It's like, all right, I'm just going to go a few more seconds before. It's like, so I personally, I just don't think that would have been a fair penalty, a 5 second, because 5 second, I know, to be fair, I don't even think it would have made that much of a difference in this race because of the rain and how far people were back.
Because of the rain, but normal. 5 seconds is
of course.
Is a century in Formula One development to go 5 seconds quicker than the next car.
Yeah, so 5 seconds. So again, he would have, what was it? He still would have been sixth anyway, and Tsunoda behind him. So yeah, I thought McLaren, I don't think they had a very good race. I don't think they did. No. I think it was quite disappointing from their strategies, and Piastri as well. Like, he lost quite a few places at the restart of the race as well. So yeah, and Leclerc jumped him. After that, I thought, right, okay, yeah, he's not catching back up either. But
they were a bit sort of scared, I felt, driving in the rain. I don't know what it was. It just felt a bit like they weren't as keen to go and push it. And it just made me feel like, I was like, come on, let's we've got everything on the line here. Let's just go for it. Let's see if we can beat Max to the title and let's see what we can do. But no, you're right. Like, with taking the McLaren hat off, Max Verstappen's race was quality, from start to finish, starting in 14th to winning the whole race. What helped is the red flag really helped, because he pitted during the red flag, because Lando and Russell pitted just the lap before the red flag.
That's right, yeah. So it didn't really help Lando at all.
So it didn't help them
it didn't help him at all. Exactly. Yeah. And that was
he was way behind.
So that added to the bad strategy. But this is the thing now, because again, it's like you can have the best strategy, but something like that will just mess up your race. And again, the amount of rain, considering how the first practice started, it was dry. It was very nice. And again, during sprint qualifying, it was very nice. And then it started raining like mad. So again, the cars weren't really fully set up, I don't think, for a wet race, considering what,
They had 48 hours before,
Obviously, they probably were closer to a wet race than anything else. But again, it wasn't the full amount. Maybe that's why they didn't trust the cars, because, again, well, I don't know what it's like to drive a Formula One car, but I'm pretty sure in the rain it's going to be shit scary.
Yeah.
Like,
there was the ways they were going around corners and stuff. They were like literally like
driver helmet cam.
Pace. They were just like,
the helmet cam was like, what? How are you driving? Like, what if that guy just all of a sudden he just has a brake malfunction? He slams on the brakes and he's directly into the back of him.
No, the spray behind was just insane.
But that's what happened to Lauda. Like, that's what we talked about.
That's what happened to Niki Lauda.
No one could see. Boom, straight into the back of him, and just anyway. So But disappointed again from Ferrari. Well, say again, disappointed from Ferrari. Not again because they did quite. They've done all right so far. They've actually, they are second in the constructor championship, which is great. But it didn't help when Sainz didn't finish the race, and obviously Leclerc. What was Leclerc, sixth? Oh, Jesus Christ!
It wasn't that great.
It wasn't great at all, was it? I don't even want to look at it. Yeah, I don't even look at it.
Don't even look at it. It wasn't that great.
So it was very, very disappointing.
I think what I was really disappointed with him is the way Max overtook him into the inside.
It was just too
line.
easy.
It was just like easy, and same for Piastri as well. Like he overtook Piastri really easy. That's what disappointed me with McLaren.
He was fifth. Sorry.
I was just like, come on, bro. Like you just at least take the inside line. Make him go around the outside. You are first at the apex. Do to him what he's been doing to all the drivers.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying on my racing line, you slow down or go off the track. Do you know what I mean? And everybody just kind of stayed and just let him go. I really didn't like that strategy from McLaren, and I'm just looking forward to Drive to Survive now. I really want to see what they're going to say about the incident last week and the week before. Last week's race where they were like, oh, max 10 seconds, 20 seconds. What I'm also struggling to understand is where's Red Bull found all this pace from? Because a couple of weeks ago they weren't great. Where McLaren, everybody was like, McLaren's ahead. We're judging McLaren and we're doing sort of further investigation against their wing. Are they getting some?
So they had a new wing for this weekend, but the problem is that I think that wing was for maximum efficiency. It had to be dry, right? Which fair enough. It's understandable, yeah. So I think that's the main issue from McLaren. And I just look at Max, and the thing is with the Red Bull, that it always had pace, but maybe in the wet because everyone else was so cautious. I mean, look at the actual finishing grid, right? So the finishing grid was Ocon and Gasly.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
That's because of the safety car or where they were, and everybody's being really cautious because Ocon was first.
From the beginning, Ocon was from the beginning. Do you know what I mean? So again, he was
red flag. Sorry.
Yeah, so he was brilliant. But this is what I'm saying. So this is how much a wet race can change, and this is something that really could hamper the championship, because now, I mean, we're looking at the championship. Lando is 62 points behind, and I think one more Max first. I think that's it. That's the title gone. Do you know what I mean? You don't even have to go to Abu Dhabi. So
what's next? I think next is Vegas.
Next is, give me 1 second. Hold on, before I go into that, let me just have a look at the Constructors' Championship real quick. What's happened here? Any changes since Max finished? So McLaren first, Ferrari, and then Red Bull, right? And again, we're talking matter of 50 points between first and third, so not very far. That's almost wide open. Whereas I don't think the championship is wide open. I don't think Norris is going to win it, to be honest. Unless something,
I don't think Norris will take it either, unless Max does not finish 2 races.
Yeah, that's the only, or at least one race. Then it's like, okay, could go to Abu Dhabi, and it could be like based on the last 3 points or whatever. But so next, real quick, let me just have a look at next. Where are we going next? Next is Vegas, 21st and 23rd, 21st and 23rd of November.
So
and
2 weeks off.
Oh my God, right. So check this out. This is why I never watched Vegas last time, because its first practice is at 2:30 a.m. here, and then qualifying is 6 a.m. So it's kind of like Melbourne back in the day, and then the race is at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'll probably watch the race, to be fair, because Sunday morning it's fine. I can watch the race.
6 o'clock in the morning is not too bad, I suppose.
Yeah, but like,
but 2 a.m. qualifying. I'll be honest with you.
Practice at 2. Yeah, no, it's just the practice 2 a.m. But I'm not getting up for practice at 2 a.m. Screw that. Yeah, I don't know if you have anything else you want to add, Rick. I think we've sort of gone through the last couple of weeks, last couple of games, and it's been interesting from football, from F1 point of view. It's been very interesting sort of week, and yeah.
No, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed parts of the week. I didn't enjoy my midweek because Chelsea got beat by Newcastle at the Carabao Cup.
Yes.
But I enjoyed, obviously, F1. I enjoyed the fact that McLaren are doing something, and then I was disappointed by their chance. But overall, in terms of a sporting week, it's been decent. I've enjoyed having, a W, a loss, and a draw this week in terms of football. And then an L in F1 as well. So now when you put it that way, it's not been that enjoyable.
That's been great, hasn't it? That's been great.
It hasn't been that great. But it's been nice to watch. It's been good to watch.
Good. Right. Do you have anything else that you want to add before we leave tonight?
I've got nothing to say, apart from obviously we will get back onto this now. I'm back at work, so detox is finished. We'll get on it on Thursday. We'll discuss Champions League.
Actually, no, we won't get there on Thursday because I'm actually going to Milan on Tuesday. So
you are, so you won't be back.
So I won't be back until Saturday morning here in the UK. But Sunday,
and that's
obviously,
fine. We'll catch up on Sunday night. So obviously, we'll have
I'll be there watching Champions League.
Watch the Champions League, come back, get beat at Stamford Bridge, and then we'll talk about it on the podcast after.
There you go. That sounds like a great plan. Excellent. Well, in that case, then, we will leave it there. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. We will catch you on the next one. You can find us on X, Threads, Instagram, all that kind of good stuff. You can ask your questions for Rick and Larry. And, we do
have a question, by the way, but we'll touch on the next episode. It was more around the one where we discussed about music. And albums and so on, but we'll touch that on the next episode. We'll touch on that because there was a lot to talk about. We had a lot of games to talk about and so on. So,
there's a lot of stuff to go through, a lot of emotions to vent. So anyway, once again, thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you on the next one. Until then, Rick.
Good night from me.
From me, love it.